What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis TV. Review of the game today. Arsenal won, Crystal Palace won. And wow, what an eventful second half in particular. Very disappointing. I don't know about anybody else, but I feel very disappointed that we've left that game with only a point. And add to that, Lucas Torreira coming off at half-time injured. And then the main headline of the game, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang being sent off. This VAR stuff is getting beyond a joke now. It really is, as far as I'm concerned. You can slow down 10 or 15 tackles every weekend that are given as yellow cards, and if you put them in slow motion, they might look worse. They might look like red cards. In my opinion, from a footballing point of view, that is not a red card. And I'm not just saying that because Aubameyang plays for Arsenal. You could see in normal time that there was no malice. None of the players on the Crystal Palace team were calling for a red card. It's a poor decision. It ruins the game. I think we should have won the game today. And on top of that, Aubameyang now is suspended for the next 3 games. And I just think the league, they need to review this VAR situation because it's taking the edge off football. It's boring now. Everything that happens, even when your team scores, you don't celebrate properly. When they put a tackle in, you don't know how to react. The game's gone. This VAR stuff is nonsense. It's funny because in the Champions League last season, they used VAR, and I never saw these kind of decisions in the Champions League. It's funny, we bring this technology into the Premier League, and the people over here haven't got a clue how to use it, ruining quality games of football by stupid decisions. Now, don't get me wrong, today wasn't overall a quality game, and I do think Arsenal have to look at themselves because I think in the first half, Palace were there to be finished off. That is one of the worst 45 minutes I've ever seen from Crystal Palace, and we needed the second goal. Too many big players again didn't turn up for Arsenal. The refereeing decision was definitely poor. Although, VAR, not the ref. But let's be honest, Mesut Ozil today, absolutely non-existent. You basically can't pick Mesut Ozil away from home, which says a lot about him as a player. Lacazette, 5 games now without scoring in the Premier League. With Aubameyang now suspended for 3 games. Laka needs to seriously step up. I thought Martinelli was quality when he came on. He just plays on the front foot. That little flick over the defender's head, crosses it in. Pepe unlucky not to score. Pepe, I didn't think was good enough today. He was sloppy in possession. In the first half, he could have laid it across to Lacazette and potentially could have been 2-0. And I'm really, really disappointed. Really disappointed. That is 2 points dropped, and this is why I think I said yesterday's video that I don't think Arsenal will get top 4 because, number one, you have to finish teams off when you've got them on the ropes, which we didn't. But yeah, the VAR decision ruined the game for us. It's allowed them back into the game. It's given them impetus. I spoke yesterday about Wilfried Zaha. He did absolutely nothing today. He didn't look interested. He played like he was an Arsenal fan, which he is. He looked like he didn't want to do anything. Every time he got the ball, he cut back, passed it back. Ainsley Maitland-Niles kept him pretty quiet. I thought Martinelli today, he came on for 20 odd minutes. I thought he did more than any attacking player in our team today, apart from the goal, obviously, from Aubameyang. I thought Martinelli was superb, and I honestly think this kid's got to start. He's a brilliant player. I think we've got a potential superstar there, but I'm so disappointed with that game. Crystal Palace were awful today. Their goal was a deflection. It's one of them shots you could hit that another 50 times, it wouldn't go in. It deflects off David Luiz, loops over Leno and goes in. Apart from that, they never really looked like scoring. They were begging for penalties. And apart from that, I'm really disappointed. Honestly, I don't know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel. I think Arsenal, that is 2 points dropped. I thought Palace were poor. They were there for the taking. They had no Andros Townsend, so Zaha was their only really pacey outlet, and he didn't look interested today. Strikes me as a player who wants to leave. Jordan Ayew worked hard, fluky, lucky, deflected goal. But we just didn't do enough to get the second goal. I think if we'd have gone 2-0 up in the first half, I think they were finished. And we just didn't. We sat back and soaked up the pressure in the second half. The red card, of course. I mean, let me know your thoughts. One of my mates has texted me saying he thinks it's a red card. I said, look, at full speed, nobody thought that was a red card. And the guy in commentary, is it Peter Walton on BT Sport, says that they're supposed to replay it in full speed when they do VAR checks. Now, no one can tell me that in full speed that looked like a red card. A lot of tackles in football, when you slow them down, all of a sudden you go, oh, that looks worse than I thought. But there's no malice. You can see Aubameyang went for the ball. He mistimes it, misses the ball. He's trying to plant his foot and he catches him on his ankle. It is a bad tackle. It is dangerous, but I don't believe there's any intention to injure the player. It's just mistimed. His foot is on his ankle, so it's not like it's 2 foot in the air. It's a yellow card. Come on. What the hell is going on in football? I want players to be protected, right? I don't want to see major injuries in football. But you're going to make this a non-contact sport because, every incident that happens, you slow it down, it's going to look worse. It's a joke, man. I can't believe we've drawn that game. I really can't. I actually thought Palace would really, really be at us today. I thought Zaha would be lethal. And, he didn't look interested. And I don't know how we've drawn that game. Simply, we didn't do enough to get the second goal. So 50% I'll blame the red card, but 50% I think we should have done more because at Palace 1-0, they're always going to have a go at you with set pieces. Palace were really poor, man. So bad. They just played direct football, tried to get the knockdowns off Jordan Ayew, and they were just trying to beg penalties and stuff. Torreira was a big loss at half-time. Mesut Ozil, I mean, I'm not going to single him out, but for me, useless today. And away from home, he just doesn't give us anything. Let me just get into some of your guys' comments. JO3C says we were robbed. I mean, I agree with you. I don't think that's a red card. It all turns to dust says we're going to be our own downfall. I think we almost beat ourselves sometimes. Jesse Randallhoff says, very disappointed. Aubameyang was captain in my fantasy team. Yeah, I feel that pain, man. The guy keeps scoring, but that's 3 games with him out now. Shadow says, Ozil is just useless, to be honest. Non-existent today, bruv. I mean, I know it's not an easy game, but 1 assist and no goals this season. What? Like, come on, please. All you Ozil fanboys who love the guy, please tell me what this guy does. We can't even pick him away from home. If you're away from the Emirates, the guy can't play. He's floating around the pitch, not doing anything. He doesn't have a shot. He plays a few little passes. He don't do anything. Granit Xhaka today, the amount of times he had the ball and could have played forward and played backwards, not good enough. We need to stop accepting these players who are average, who are picking up big wages, who for some reason get away with it. You know what? Big up Guendouzi, because I've been a little bit critical of Guendouzi, and I thought the second half he played with real maturity. Guendouzi, honestly, he came on. I thought Torreira was very good in the first half. Guendouzi came on, he got on the ball, he won 3 kicks, he kept possession. Xhaka just did nothing. For me, I don't think he was good. He just fouled people. Not good enough. Lacazette has a fiery temper and caused problems in the dressing room if subbed off early. Big baby, that's from Take Me Back Pirate Radio Archives. I mean, I don't know about that. I think Lacazette's quite liked in the dressing room, but I'm more concerned about Lacazette's, 5 games without a goal. If Aubameyang's out for 3 games, we need Lacazette to hit the ground. He needs to score. I think we play Chelsea in a week or 2. Sheffield United at home won't be easy. They won again yesterday. We need to change this. I'll tell you something. The board need to look at that game. As much as we're blaming VAR, which, anyone who says VAR, cool, I understand that. But this squad isn't good enough. Let's be honest. Apart from Martinelli, I looked at that bench today and I thought, who's really going to come on and change this game? not good enough. Pepe, I'm a fan, but you've got to do better than that. You have to do better than that today. He got in good positions, good areas. The one in the first half where he could have given it to Laka. Instead, he tries to roll Cahill. Yeah, that's fine, roll him, but he overruns the ball straight to the goalkeeper. That's not good enough. He was unlucky with the shot that hit the post. Keeper saved it. Yeah, someone just put pretty good, says Yoji. Laka got booked. It's his 5th yellow this season. Does that mean he's suspended? Do you know what? Somebody said to me the other day that the 5 yellow card rule doesn't count after the new year. Is that true? Does anybody watching know that? I actually don't know the rules regarding that. This is what I was told. I mean, I can check. 5 yellow cards. Suspension rule. Yeah, also subject. I mean, yeah, I don't. From what I was told anyway, it says that, yeah, there you go. Someone says, yeah, Laka is right. So apparently after Christmas, after the new year, sorry, January the 1st, it's 10 yellow cards to get a suspension, not 5. So Laka won't miss the next match. But boy, Lacazette needs to step up in front of goal. Let me say one thing. The service to him is pretty much non-existent. But you look at that shot what Pepe had that hit the post. I know the keeper closed Lacazette down quick, but you're thinking, come on, bro, just smash that through him. The keeper shouldn't even be able to stop his shot. That could win us the game. It could be totally different. King Creo says Laka worked his arse off. I agree with you. I will never question Alexandre Lacazette's work rate. His work rate is sensational. What I'm questioning is the production. What is he producing? He's a striker, he's a goal scorer. That's what he's in there for. He's not just a workhorse. And he needs to now try and play facing forward. Everything he does seems to be with his back to goal. And he needs to play facing forward. Let's have a look what else you've got to say. Kishen Maharaj says we should have won that game after the goal. Emery's Arsenal started playing. Oh, I get you. Sorry, I was confused there. Yeah, well, this seems to happen. We start playing really well, and then, once we sort of, things don't work, we kind of go back into Unai Emery's Arsenal. So, we don't play as good football, which is the problem, really. I can't question the work rate today. I thought the work rate was sensational from most of the team, down to 10 men. They still kept working. But, I think that's 2 points dropped, and I just don't think that Crystal Palace, you won't often go to Palace and see them play that bad. They were really poor there. Let's see what else we've got here. Abdul says, Bob Marley 420 says, this game showed me no matter how well we train, our players are not good enough. I tend to agree. I think we need some new players, that's for certain. Let's have a look what else. King Creo again says, wasn't an Ozil game, to be honest. Half our bench should be on loan. I mean, look, we need to strengthen. The board need to understand that this squad is at pretty much full stretch, and that we need, we spoke in the week about Thomas Lemar potentially on loan, and a lot of people were against it. Days like today, you wouldn't mind Thomas Lemar coming off the bench. Torreira's injured now, so again, we're going to be short in midfield. I don't know exactly what the injury is, so that's going to be a difficult one, because the Xhaka and Guendouzi partnership is not quite as good. So we need to look at that. Let's see what else you guys are saying. So Ruley 83 says, the end of the day, invest. I agree, that's something we need to do. I think we need to get a few players in this window. I would like to see Lamar and Boateng on loan, to be honest. I I've said that on the transfer shows, that is somebody that I would that they're two players that I would. Sorry, we're just getting some terrible comments here. I've blocked them. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah. So, I mean, what do you guys think of the performance? Overall, I'm very disappointed. I think that we should have won that game. I felt Crystal Palace were poor. I think they were there for the taking. Let's get into the player ratings, by the way. We'll start with Leno today. I'll give him a 6. So give me your comments as you're watching. If you agree with the player ratings, I'll give Leno a 6. I don't think he could do much about the goal. His handling was okay. Didn't do anything special. Let's go to right back Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I'll give Ainsley a 7 today. I thought he handled Zaha pretty well. I thought he was solid at right back, and he kind of helped Pepe in front of him. I thought he was rock solid. I'm happy with his performance today. Go to the other fullback, Kolasinac. I'm not sure about Kolasinac. I mean, defensively, I suppose he didn't get troubled. He got forward a few times. I'll probably give Kolasinac a 6, maybe. Give Kolasinac a 6. We go to the centre backs. I think David Luiz, I thought first half was superb with his passing. Look at some of the passes he did. He was, the deflection for the goal was unlucky. Should have been maybe a bit closer. What would you give David Luiz? I would maybe go with. It's hard for me to give him a big rating, really. I'll give him a 6 as well. Socrates, I'll probably go with. I mean, some of you guys giving Luiz a 5. I think that's a bit harsh. I'll give him a 6. I'll go Socrates a 6 as well. I don't think either of them were great, but they weren't terrible. Second half, we sat back a lot. Yeah. King Creo says Luiz 45-yard shot gives him a 5. I mean, Jesus, I thought that ball went out of the ground. It was so high. We go into the midfield. Torreira, I thought, was excellent in the first half. I would have given him a 7, but unfortunately he came off. But he was excellent first half. We go to Granit Xhaka. Personally, for me, I thought he was poor. I thought he gave away a lot of fouls. He was too, lacked ambition with his passing. Everything was backwards and sideways. I'm not going to slaughter him and give him really low, but I'll give him. I mean, Timbuktu there saying 4. Arsenal Alex says 2. I mean, I'm going to give Xhaka a 4. I thought he was very poor today. He gave us nothing. He fouled people and he passed the ball sideways and backwards. And apparently, Arteta's had to beg this guy to stay at the club. Beyond me, really. Mesut Ozil, I'm sorry, today he was absolutely non-existent. He did nothing. Did Did he work? Yeah, I see him running around a bit, but he just didn't do anything. Tell me something good that Mesut Ozil did in that game. I honestly didn't see him do anything. 350 grand a week, the star player. I understand it was a hard game for him, but he did nothing. And the fact is, when Mesut Ozil came off, we actually looked a better team. We started working hard. We got Martinelli on the ball. Rain Dallas says, Ozil didn't travel today. I think they left him at the Emirates, man. He doesn't like leaving our home ground, man. Roman Polish says Ozil was a ghost. Oh, dear. I'll give Ozil a 2 today, and I'm not being harsh. He was absolutely non-existent. Take Me Back Pirate Radio Archive says Ozil Houdini. I mean, yeah. Omar, big up Omar. Ozil gets a 2. Arsenal Alex says Ozil 1. Harry says Mesut Nozil. Honestly, away from home, this guy, man, something else. Let's have a look. And do you know what? Maceface1 says the way Arteta wants to play cannot include Ozil and Xhaka. At home and when you get time and space works, but second half, and especially away from home, they're too slow. They're not progressive enough on the ball. It's too slow. Let's go to the wide players. Pepe. I like Pepe, but today not good enough. I'm sorry. He had an opportunity to give the ball to Lacazette. If you are going to use the skill, it's got to work. He's blown it. He was loose in possession. His shot hit the post, was unlucky. But I thought Pepe was poor today. He was wasteful in possession. I'll give him a 4. I didn't think that was good enough. You don't pay 72 million. I expect more than that, to be honest. A lot of you guys are saying Pepe gets a 3 from Omar. Harry says Kevin Hart gets a 3. Am I calling Pepe Kevin Hart? Yeah. All right. No dribbling today, says Shadow. Arsenal Alex says Pepe a 3. Chimpu says Pepe didn't get service. No, he didn't really, but he should have been better. He had a few opportunities where he could hurt him. Let's go to the left. Aubameyang. I mean, I don't know. As I said, I don't like Aubameyang playing on the left. He took his goal brilliantly. He worked hard. But the red card, I mean, do you guys think that's a red card, first of all, or is VAR, have they got that wrong? Should Aubameyang be playing on the left? That's a whole other argument, but for me, he should be through the middle. What rating do you give Aubameyang? I'll give him a 6. I don't know what rating to give him, because I'm sort of looking at it going, well, the red card is part of the reason we've drawn, but I don't think it is a red, and I thought he played good before that. It's hard, He's a striker playing on the left. You're asking for a lot. Omar says it was a straight red. He nearly broke his ankle. I mean, it looked bad, slowed down, I'm not going to lie, but I didn't think there was any malice in the tackle. He's trying to plant his foot. I think he just mistimes it. I think, the guy who was commentating, Peter Walton, the ref, said, you're supposed to replay it at full speed. Now, in full speed, I don't think anybody thinks that's a red card. I give Aubameyang a 6 because at the end of the day, he got a red card. But I actually thought he played pretty well. 3-game suspension now, which is going to put real pressure on us. Let's go to Alexandre Lacazette. Work rate 10 out of 10, but no goal threat again. Should have got the ball from Pepe, should have laid it to him. But then Lacazette should have probably scored that rebound from the Pepe shot they hit the post. What do you give Lacazette today? It's hard because he's working so hard with little service, but he should score, in my opinion. I'm probably going to have to give Lacazette a 5. Lack of threat, Someone said, Harry says Lacazette looks overweight. He doesn't look as sharp as usual. There's something not quite right with Lacazette at the moment. He looks a bit heavy to me. I don't know if he's been hitting the gym, whether he's put weight on. I'll give Lacazette a 5. He seriously, with Aubameyang out injured, he needs to step up desperately. We can't afford the work rate. You can get a guy out of the Championship who's going to run his socks off up front, mate. You're a French international, a £50 million player. We need goals. And I believe, Bob Marley 420 says Lacazette should have scored that rebound. And, it's unlucky because the keeper just blocks it. But I think you should have smashed through that where the keeper shouldn't even be able to block it. Or if it hits him, it still possibly goes in. I've given Lacazette a 5. Let me know what you think. Aubameyang isn't injured, Curtis. No. I said, sending off. Sorry if I did. Did I say injured? But Aubameyang will miss the next 3 games, of course. So it's time for Lacazette to step up as the central striker. So give him a 5. Let's go to the subs. Martinelli, I mean, for me, I think he did more in 20 minutes than our other attacking players did in the whole game. Apart from possibly Aubameyang, he got the goal. I think Martinelli is just brilliant. I'm going to give Martinelli an 8. I thought he was fantastic when he came on. The flick, he's the only one who, every time I watch him, I think something's going to happen. He flicks over the guy's head. He's just strong, he's direct. Just play him. Stop holding him back now. I think it's time for him to start. Play him on the left while Aubameyang's out. If Lacazette doesn't step up while Aubameyang is suspended, then Lacazette needs to come out of the team and Aubameyang needs to play through the middle. It's that simple. So for me, an 8. Every time I watch him, I'm impressed. Don't let this kid's contract run down as well. I want his contract extended ASAP. Who else came today? Guendouzi. You know what? I'm going to give Guendouzi a 7. I thought he came on and did very well. He did. It was no nonsense. He kept the ball. Hardly seen him lose possession. Worked hard. He won free kicks as he always does. Played with a lot of maturity when he came on. It's hard to play next to Xhaka when he's constantly playing backwards and sideways. That was a real mature performance from Guendouzi under difficult circumstances. And if Torreira is injured for a few games, then Guendouzi's going to have to keep playing like that. So I give him a 7. Let's have a look. Who else came on? Nelson came on for what, 3 or 4 minutes. I give him a 5. So yeah, overall, a very, very disappointing result. I think a game that was there to be won. Um, Coach Jordash says top 4 is done. I agree. I felt it was probably going to be difficult anyway, but dropping 2 points there, it's just not going to happen. I think we need to, do our best in the league. You never know what's going to happen, but I think overall now, our only hope of getting in the Champions League is winning the Europa League. Yeah, the referee. I can't blame the referee. It's VAR, mate. I cannot blame the ref. He's being told what to do. I give VAR a 0. I felt the ref was okay. To be honest, it was a difficult game, very windy, scrappy, a lot of fouls. I thought the ref was all right. I'm much more questioning VAR and what is VAR all about? Because to me, there's no point having a referee on the pitch. You might as well have no referee and have a big siren go off when there's a free kick and VAR tells you what's happening. It's pointless. Let the referee ref the game. The referee has given a yellow. It's crazy. I mean, some of you guys are saying you think it is a red. So, maybe I'm wrong in this situation, but I just don't see how that is a red card, if I'm being honest. I don't think there's any intention whatsoever to hurt the player. I think he's gone for the ball. You're right, he does catch him on his ankle, but let's be honest. Your ankle is a few inches off the ground. It's not like he's coming at shin height or knee height. Sir Slothington, big up on the super chat, says smash it on Sunday, mate. Thanks a lot, mate. Everyone watching, obviously the final is this Sunday against DTFC. Hope some of you guys can get there to watch. 8 o'clock kickoff at Harlow. James Junga says, word, Ayew was fouling the whole team. Constantly fouling. Chris Chaos Evans says, Aubameyang's first foul, how's it a red? I mean, look, I don't think if the foul is a red in their opinion, it doesn't matter if, there's 10 or 1 foul. But in my opinion, that individual challenge, I don't think was a red. I think it's a yellow. I think it's borderline, but I don't think there's any intention. Elliot Santos says it's a red card. Intention has nothing to do with it. Intention does. I get your point. You can try and put a genuine tackle in, really hurt someone and still be sent off, which I understand. But I don't think it's a red. That's just my opinion. I'm sure, there's clearly mixed opinions. I think Arsenal will appeal. I think they'll try hard to get that reduced. Chimpu says, Curtis, you look sad, fam. I am, mate. Honestly, any Arsenal fan watching that game, I watched that at half-time thinking, we're cruising this game. One thing I was thinking was, we've got to score the second goal. Palace literally sat off us the first half and just allowed us to play. And I was just sitting there thinking, please go and get that second goal, because there's no way they can play that bad second half. The shot from Ayew, it's a nothing shot. The shot's probably going wide. It gets a crazy deflection, loops in, then the red card. Even after that, with 10 men, we still could have won. We actually looked better when Ozil came off. Arteta, I'm sorry, but he needs to be backed. He has to get a player or 2 players in this window. Eman 300 says, your boy Zaha was non-existent. Do you know what? I bigged up Zaha so much in the preview yesterday, and he didn't do anything today. I might put it down to number 1, he wants to leave, and number 2, he's an Arsenal fan. I think he thought, I ain't going to turn up today. No, but, you're right. Zaha was poor today. If you looked at him on that performance, you wouldn't want to sign him. But, you know what he's like, man. He's very temperamental. He didn't look interested, to be honest. He didn't even want to run at Ainsley. Ainsley actually kept him very quiet today. Big up Ainsley Maitland-Niles, man. He has had 3 or 4 very good games at right back since Arteta came in, and I think Bellerin's going to struggle to get back in when he comes back. Shadow says, shouldn't dream about top 4 at the moment. Take it game by game. Yeah, as fans, you can't help but look into the future. I don't think top 4 is going to happen. I just don't think we're consistent enough, and I don't think we've got the squad to do it. Arteta today, I think he picked the right team. Even though I did like Martinelli, and I think he needs to start. But today, I think that front three was right to start. James Junger said, "Word, Ozil called in sick today." I think Ozil said, "Nah, I'm not going to be there today, lads. It's away from home. I'm just going to send someone. I'm going to send a stunt double on the pitch in my place." I think. Do you know what Kai X says, Curtis? I think it's time to play Ceballos. Yeah, I think Ceballos when he comes back. I'm really intrigued. He's back in training now. I think it's time for Ceballos to come in and take Mesut Ozil out, especially away from home. You know, this guy just doesn't do anything. They alluded to it in commentary today. You know, you're an attacking midfielder, number 10, and it's you know, one assist and no goals. That's simply not good enough. What else? Can Lacazette get the goals in the next 3 games? That's from Richie. I think he can, but he needs to sort himself out very quick. Junaid Ahmed says, thoughts on Luiz today? I thought Luiz was very good today. I think he was very unlucky with the goal. You know, it's a crazy deflection. As someone said earlier, the free kick was crazy. You know, the guy shooting from 45 yards. But I think that was more frustration. But I thought it was a good performance. His passing in the first half was superb as well. There was one long pass he played in particular into Aubameyang, where Aubameyang was given offside when he was a yard onside. It's just crazy. Can we sell Kolasinac and Mustafi and get a left back and centre back? I'm not a fan of Kolasinac. He just frustrates me. He was okay today, quite solid, but I'm not a fan of him. As I always say, when you've got poor players on high wages, who's going to want to sign them? In terms of Mustafi, you know, he's being linked with Galatasaray. Who's going to want him? Kolasinac is a good backup, says Eman 300. Maybe, but the problem is Tierney's injury prone. So Kolasinac is actually playing more games than Tierney. So that's the problem. When your backup isn't that good and he ends up playing a lot. Abdallah Ahmed says, Curtis, can we not appeal and reduce it to 1 game? I think they'll appeal, but I honestly don't think they'll win the appeal because I think it will be classed as a dangerous tackle. So I can't see us winning. I suppose in the rules of the law, you know, stood showing, makes contact, they're going to say it is a straight red. So I wouldn't expect that to be reduced. Chris KR7 says, should have sold Xhaka to Hertha Berlin. I spoke about Xhaka in detail in yesterday's video, and I said, you know, number 1, the fact what happened with him and the fans. Number 2, the fact he is not that good and very inconsistent. And number 3, the fact his agent was touting him for a move, and apparently we had to convince him to stay at the club. Those 3 things for me do not add up because I don't see a very, very good player. Xhaka for me is easy to upgrade. I think there are 10, 15 midfielders that we could buy that are better than Granit Xhaka. Don't get me wrong, Xhaka and Torreira is our best 2. There's no doubt about that. But Xhaka can be upgraded and he is not good enough. And today, you saw again why Xhaka isn't good enough. No ambition in his passing, sideways, backwards, slow on the ball, constantly fouling people. I don't know what the hype is about. I don't know why Xhaka has such a fan club at this football club. He's not good enough, in my opinion. Martinelli, you know, I thought looked brilliant when he came on. That's from Mohamed Mahmoud. He said, Martinelli looks lively and pacey. He should play as our striker. Well, I think Aubameyang, but I get what you mean. You know, I think Martinelli will become a central striker eventually, but, you know, in these next 3 games, I'd like to see Martinelli on the left with Lacazette through the middle and Pepe on the right. But Pepe needs to play better than he did today. John Wren says, what's Arteta's record now? So I believe is that a draw against Bournemouth, a draw today against Palace. We lost to, who do we lose to? Chelsea. We beat Man United and we beat Leeds in the cup. So the record isn't great. Let's be honest. The record isn't great. 2 wins and 2 draws and a loss. Bear in mind, one of them wins is in the FA Cup. So we've won 1 out of the last 4 Premier League games, which still isn't great form. So we need to step up. Invincible in 2020. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're still unbeaten. Oh dear, yeah. Still better than Emery, says Matt. Yeah, we are better, but we've got to get better. Yeah, do you know what? Sheets of Metal talking about Leno sits back. When I first saw the goal going for Palace, my initial thought was, should Leno not have saved that? Like, it looked like he had enough time to shuffle across his line and get it. I mean, I didn't really see many replays of the goal. Let me know what you think. Do you think Leno should save that? I felt like he could have. I might need to see it again. Someone said, what do you think about the ref? Yeah, as I said, I felt the ref was okay. You know, VAR is the problem, not the ref. E-Man 300. Oh, E-Man, I'm sure you're getting commission for Deulofeu. You know, if Arsenal signed Deulofeu, you must be getting 10%. What is this going about? Yeah, you're trying to push the Deulofeu signing hard, mate. Timbuktu said Leno had no chance. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't seen it enough. Should we have made substitutions earlier? It's back to reality, says Omar. Yeah, you know, we're on the high after the Man United win. And this is the problem. When you're not a particularly great team, you lack consistency, and that is the problem with Arsenal. You know, we beat Man United, played brilliant, and the next week we go to Palace, don't really play well, and drop 2 points. So very disappointing overall. Our next game is Sheffield United at home, and that will not be easy either. Let's have a look. What else? Guendouzi is not good enough, says Burr 1. A huge liability. I think that's harsh today because I think he was decent today. I thought he played with real maturity when he came on. Kept the ball well. So no problem with Guendouzi today. What else? John Wren says subs Nelson and Martinelli should have been made earlier. Do you know what? A few people are saying that you know, Arteta made his substitutes a bit late again. I didn't think he was too bad. I think our structure's much better. You know, we pressed high, and that's what I've been desperate for us to do for a while. Play higher up the pitch. You know, don't sit deep and let these teams play in front of us. The disappointing thing about today is I felt Crystal Palace were poor. Very, very poor today. And that's what's so disappointing. Many times we've been to Palace and they've been really difficult to play against, and Zaha's peppered us, but today I just didn't think they were that good. And I don't see how we've only scored 1 goal today. I don't think we did enough to get the second goal. I think Martinelli should have come on earlier. Yeah, I agree. So overall, you know, do a roundup now. Overall, I think 2 points dropped for Arsenal today. I think it's a game we should have won. And I think this will be a painful one. I think Arteta will take positives. He will look at the fact we were down to 10 men, still got the point. You know, we showed a lot more fight. The pressing was good. We moved the ball a bit quicker in the first half, although second half it was a bit sideways and backwards. I'll be interested to find out about Torreira's injury. Is that just a knock? Hopefully nothing serious. I'm sure they'll appeal Aubameyang's red card, although I don't expect them to win it. Overall, point gained or 2 points dropped. We lose Aubameyang for a few games. Time for Lacazette to step up and get the goals. Danny Ceballos, I think, needs to come in for Ozil. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Keep subscribing to the channel. Keep supporting. Have a great weekend. Appreciate all your comments and interaction. Check out the AFTVFC versus DTFC final tomorrow. Blood Brothers, 8 p.m. at Harlow. Big up everyone's support. Enjoy your weekends. Take care. Bless.